Chapter 37. Ellie. Ellie, what are you doing here? Comes a bored voice. I turn around and manage not to lose my smile. Mia and Elsa are coming towards me. Their hair and makeup are flawless and their dresses are exquisite.
Mia.
Elsa. Nice to see you again. Two men step up to them. This is my fiancé, Cameron, Elsa says and takes the arm of the man with the glasses. I shake his hand and look at the other man.
Julian.
Ellie, how are you? I can see pain in his eyes, but I don't know if it's because he's uncomfortable talking to me or something else. Good, I'm good. Are you bidding on something? I ask and gesture to the room. Maybe, Elsa says. Come on, honey, I hear there's a trip to Hawaii up for grabs. I'll come with, Mia says. It was great meeting you again. She gives me a smile that's bordering on cold and hurries off. So, Julian says and sways on his heels. How have you been? I ask and remind myself that I promised Jenna I would be polite to him. So I think. Does Jenna hate me? I study his face. He's not the bad guy. He thought Dee was telling him the truth. If Jenna told me something similar, wouldn't I break up with the guy? She's been sad, I say. But I don't think Jenna is capable of ever hating anyone. He nods. She's the best person I know. And the kindest.
I never meant to make her sad.
I know.
You know what happened?
Does she? I bite my lip. How much has Dee told you? He told me he was wrong. He told me he's an idiot, and I never should have listened to him. That's all true. I shift on my feet. I haven't told her yet. I wasn't sure how to do that without hurting her more. I understand. He runs a hand through his hair.
Could you?
Or should I? Can I talk to her? Will she see me if I go to her? Ellie, I don't know what to do. You have to help me. He's holding out his hand as if I have the antidote to the poison he's been drinking. But this is about Jenna. And perhaps it's time I come clean with her. I'll talk to her. Good. Yes. Good. Maybe that's best. And if she wants me, if there's even the slightest chance she might care for me, will you tell her to call me? Or meet me? Or something, I don't care. I will. His face goes dark. Is she seeing anyone? No. Of course not. Does she still care for me? I think she will always care for you. I'm not sure what Jenna would be comfortable with me revealing. But do you think I have a chance? Even a small one? I take a deep breath. Then I nod quickly. Thank you. I have to go. Mia is gesturing for me. But thank you, Ellie. I owe you one. There's relief on his face as he leaves me, and I want to be happy for him. Because I do think Jenna still loves him. But there's a hollowness in my chest, a constant reminder of how stupid I've been. I cross the room and spot the braziers on the balcony. It's cold outside, but I need the fresh air, so I slip through the door. I instantly hug myself and rub my arms. The fresh air is clearing my head. And the view is fantastic. There are thousands and thousands of lights shining in front of me. An entire city full of life. I walk up to the railing as the wind sucks the warmth out of me.
A movement to my left catches my attention.
Dylan. He turns around slowly, and I forget all about the cold. He's in a tuxedo like all the other men. But there is nothing ordinary about the way he looks. His shoulders are broad and he carries himself with such confidence.
Ellie.
He takes 2 steps closer to me, and I struggle to control my breathing. I was prepared when I saw him at dance class. Not here. Damn, he looks good. And I blew it with him. You're cold. He takes off his jacket and wraps it over my shoulders. Even in his shirt, he takes my breath away. Thank you. I grab the jacket and pull it closer. It smells familiar. I've missed his scent so much. We turn to the city and stand shoulder to shoulder, watching the lights. You look beautiful tonight, he says. You always do, but I don't think I've seen you in green before. His words are like honey on my soul, and I want to sink into them, hold them. But there's a spike between us, and I can't let my stupid hope hurt me again. I should go back inside. I remove his jacket.
You must be cold.
He takes the jacket and holds open the door for me. I'd like to introduce you to someone, he says as he puts his jacket back on. Is that okay? I'm so confused by all of this. He's so kind and calm. All I can do is nod. When he takes my hand and leads me through the room, I want to keep holding it forever. I always want his hand in mine. We pass by the tables with the auction and enter the larger ballroom. The music is playing, and couples are dancing as they're waiting for dinner to be served. D takes me to his grandmother and I inhale. Gia, he says and gets her attention. Dylan, I've barely seen you all night. Gia, I want you to meet someone. Her eyes find mine. I have no idea what she's thinking. She looks surprised. But there is so much more going on behind the alert gaze. Ellie, this is my grandmother, Gia. Gia, this is Ellie. She glances over at her grandson with a quizzical glance before she holds out her hand. Ellie, do you go to uni as well? I do, I say and take her hand. We had a class together last semester. She nods. And what's your major? Finance. Finance. Why did you choose that? Is it what your parents wanted? I can tell this question is important to her, but I don't understand why. No, all my parents asked of me was that I don't choose a physical major, I try to joke. I have a tendency to hurt myself when I attempt to play sports. She raises her head. I see. So you just like finance? I still haven't passed whatever test this is, so I steel myself. Yes. I've always loved math and numbers, and when I found out you could combine that with solving statistical puzzles, I knew it was for me. Her eyes narrow slightly. So you intend to work in this area? I glance over at D. He's glaring at his grandmother, but she's not paying him any attention. Yes, I hope so. I'm good at what I do, and my aunt has already offered me a job at her tech company. So you'll go into the family business? Not necessarily. I've been thinking about it, and I'd love to end up working for her. But I want to prove to myself I can get a good job on my own first. Gia studies me for a while longer, then her face softens and she turns to D. I like her. She's not afraid. I know, D says.
Ellie.
I turn and spot Ava. Ava's eyes flicker downward and I realize I'm still holding D's hand. I drop it and feel myself blush.
It is so good to see you again.
And I see you've met my mother. Dylan, did you tell Mother about the time Ellie put Patrick in his place? She waves a hand. Oh, that's right, you weren't there. I'll tell her myself. Since I've heard the story and Ellie lived it, you'll excuse us. D takes my hand again and pulls me away. Do you want to dance? I meet his eyes just as the music changes to a waltz. We walk out onto the floor and find a place. I can do this. I can dance with him. This is something we've done many times before. But it's different. He's in a tuxedo, and I'm in a dress, and there's live music and other people, and I've had a glass of champagne, and it's no longer about sex. His hand is on my back. The way his arms guide me across the floor is familiar. Our eyes lock together. I forget where we are. I forget that we're not alone. I forget everything that's gone on between us. Everything that matters is here and now. It's the strength of his arms, the eagerness within me to follow him. All I care about is the way he's looking at me. I don't know how long we dance. It could have been one song, it could have been an hour of songs. But when the music stops, we stop. I take his arm, and we cross the floor back to the tables. Ellie, there you are. Charlie is waving at me from her seat. D changes our course. Charlie, he says as he takes my hand off his arm. I hope I haven't been keeping her. Charlie waves away his concern. I think they're about to serve dinner. Then I should find my seat. He turns to me and bows. Thank you for the dance. I nod at him. I don't trust my voice. As I sit down, I'm aware of him. D, I didn't know you could dance. Mia is sitting next to him at their table, and her voice carries the short distance between us. I don't dance, D says. She laughs as if it was the funniest joke ever. You have to dance with me after dinner.
I insist.
I can't hear his reply. George's assistant takes his seat next to me, and I notice we're a full table. 2 of George's friends and their wives have arrived. My back is turned to the Darcy's table, but Mia's voice encroaches on my mind throughout the meal. I hear her flirting with D. He keeps his responses short and low, almost impossible for me to make out. And turns to his grandmother, who is on his other side. George's assistant drones on about the different wines and his car. Some old thing he's restoring that I have absolutely no interest in. Not that he cares. He's more interested in talking than getting any sort of response. Once the dinner is over and I've excused myself from eating some strange fruit concoction, I head for the bathroom. My head is spinning with emotions and questions, and I need to figure out what is going on.